Well, Justin, that's some interesting graphics. I gotta say, the polygon count is so high. The tessellation is so on point. It almost looks like real life.
Those aren't graphics, you stupid idiot. It's a game. It's a FMV game.
I don't understand. I don't understand how a game can have. Is it a movie? Is it a game? Now my simple brain can't. Well, you found a nice key there.
Yeah, I did. I did get a key.
What are we looking at? Is this Wirehead Net? Is this Night Trap? Double Switch?
It's called Contradiction. It's a new FMV game that was released, and it's really interesting. They have sort of boiled it down to, so it is a mystery game where you're trying to solve the murder of a girl called Kate Vine, who most people think it was suicide, but this Inspector Jinx is this cat's name.
That's a great name.
It's a really good name. He thinks differently, so he's going to explore this small village called Edenton, find the clues, and then talk to people about it.
Steal a few bikes and
steal a few bikes. No, he would never, ever steal a bike.
Would he steal a bottle? What's he stealing now?
He would never, ever steal a bottle.
That's just somebody's bottle.
Now, a screwdriver he will steal the hell out of.
This is my bucket, and it's where I keep all my bottles and my tools.
So that's one mechanic, right? Finding like clues like that in the environment when you see the little magnifying glass. That's how you know there's a clue there. This is the other one where you talk to people. This is Simon. He knew Kate. So he's the first person who's sort of around.
Shifty.
Very shifty, right?
A double take? No way. He's a killer.
He knew Kate. So did Emma. This is Emma, his girlfriend, and she also knew Kate. This guy's performance is so weird, and it's amazing. Like, he's just a really weird performance. Like, all of his line reads are super weird, and he's fantastic. So, you go around the village. It has a really great sense of place. It was shot in a village in Cheshire in England, in a small sort of town there, and it has like that vibe to it. Like it's well shot and well performed, which sets it apart from a lot. So here of FMV games. So here you see sort of the way the way you interact with the world is through this screen. As you collect evidence, you find it here, and some of those items you can use in the environment. That's pretty rare. By and large, you're collecting things to ask about them. So the first thing I decide to ask about is Kate Vine, because, I mean, she was the girl who died. So you have these conversations with people, and you ask them about the different topics. Some of them they won't know anything about. Sometimes they're sort of red herrings. There is a bike that comes up. There's the unlocked bike you saw outside. You can ask almost everyone about,
even if they have no relation to.
Even if they have no relation. Like he also makes homebrew. That's the equipment that was outside, and you can ask everybody about his homebrew, and you get a wide variety of responses to that.
That must have taken forever to film. Like, yeah. Oh, and now I need you to read this line in the script about a bike. Is a bike important to the story? I don't know, but you just read it.
Just read this line about the bike. Simon was in a business training course called Atlas, which is sort of at the center of the story. Kate was also in it. And although it seems on the surface like a simple business training course, there is a seedier side to it that you sort of unravel as the story goes on.
Is it a cult?
There's a seedier side to it.
Okay. It's a bike theft circle.
Is a ring of bike thieves. So there you can see you saw that list of responses underneath Kate Vine. Now that I've asked about her, the way this works, the sort of core mechanic of this game is, that looked very shady, Simon. The sort of core of the game is you get these responses there. It doesn't know anything about the license, for example, and when you get two that contradict each other, hence the title Contradiction. When you get two that contradict each other, you can select both of them and put them in the little contradiction box next to the list of responses there, where contradictions will appear. That one. You put two responses in there that contradict, and if they're a match, like if they do contradict, they'll turn green, and then he'll ask about that contradiction and sort of catch the person in the lie.
Sort of shoot a truth bullet at him, if you will.
Shoot a truth bullet at him. Ace Attorney is another sort of touchstone here, I think. where it feels like Simon told Jinx about his homebrew.
But wait, the contradiction. Did he tell me about his homebrew?
But did he tell you about the homebrew? You can actually you can replay all these answers and stuff. And it's really fun, actually, to go back and just go from person to person asking about a single topic and turn it into like a very narrow investigation about Simon's homebrew. Like he's a bad investigator who's only obsessed with like homebrew equipment. Like that's the only thing he wants to ask people about. Sort of like a mini mystery. I kept hoping to play into the story, but no dice.
Is there stuff in there that's just red herring? Like this is the fact they make homebrew material at all to the murder of Kate Vine?
Yeah. By and large, though, more than red herrings, it's sort of more like stepping stones is probably a better way of thinking about it. Like the bike may not be a material to the case, but the fact that he says he doesn't have a car might be, and it might be just a way to get him to tell you the next thing that you need to sort of push the story forward.
Have you solved the murder mystery?
Yeah, I cracked it wide open.
Is it satisfying?
Super satisfying.
Is it a good mystery?
Did not see it coming. I played it with my wife Sydney, and we sort of like talked through theories, and we would sort of decide what we wanted to ask about and try to puzzle it out together, and crack it open that way. And it was actually a really fun way to play, and it's a very like it's well told, and the end was like. It was very satisfying. Like I didn't see it coming, but in hindsight, it kind of made perfect sense.
Are you capable of separating the game's real quality away from your sort of fetish for the full motion video genre?
Absolutely not. Thank you for asking, Griffin. I mean, if you don't like video in your games, then you will probably not like this game that is all video. Like I mean, that's the best way I can describe it.
But is it a good like mystery game on par with like you mentioned Ace Attorney earlier, like kind of on par with that?
Yeah, I mean,
or is it novel because it's all real ass stuff?
No, the thing they've done really well is they've boiled it down to like just the base core mechanic. I mean, it could not be simpler from a mechanical point of view. And here you can see him sort of wandering around looking for evidence, and the one mechanic they have actually works with video. It makes sense. Like the things people say are important to the story, and you need to be able to pay attention to those and use them. Here you see one of the very
use a screwdriver. Use a screwdriver.
Very good, Griffin. Very smart.
Yeah. Make sure you save your game. You don't want to lose the screwdriver.
What if it breaks? And I have a fail state. So yeah, this is the same menu. It's the same as the evidence. It's the same as the evidence menu, and this is what you use to do stuff like this in the environment. This is rare. This is not the core of the game, but it does help to make it feel a little bit more, interactive, if you will. So he's found a little piece of evidence there, and now that you've got another piece of evidence, you go back to the people you've talked to before and say, "Hey, I remember what you told me before, but what about this? What about this little nugget?
This earring contradicts the bike.
You said you didn't have ears." And then I found this earring. How interesting. So, Jinx.
Wow, that was the most accusatory. Ever seen one of these?
There's an amazing through line where he sees a student drawing somebody making the devil fingers, like the rock and roll devil fingers.
Yeah, sure.
And he asks every person, if I did this, would it mean anything to you? And it's just him doing the devil fingers every time. And in some cases, he has to use his other hand to get his fingers into position, which is like insane. But it's really great. We should put a couple of those little things at the. Maybe I'll send you one to put at the end of the.
Yeah, sure. I'll toss them on there.
So she told him who made the necklace, and she got a little business card for him that he will. So there's another piece of evidence that you can ask Simon about. And here we're going to discover our first contradiction. So Simon had said that, you remember he met Kate through Atlas, and then he says this.
Nice try.
Yeah, that's what I call it, a nice try. So I'm going to choose that statement he just gave me. Kate wore the necklace at college. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute, homie. You said that you met her in Atlas, you stupid idiot. So I...
Take him away. Throw him in the paddy wagon.
He lied about one insignificant detail. He is the killer. And you see there, that triggers a contradiction. And then he asks him about that.
How did you know Kate was wearing a freedom necklace?
And he just shits his pants. No, my secret.
My secret's
Let me show
out.
you. Let me show you the bodies.
I did go to college. You were right. So we busted him here. And what this actually does, sometimes you reveal new stuff. Sometimes it moves time forward. You only have one night to solve this mystery. And when you hit big story beats, the clock moves forward and you get an hour later. And you have to solve it by midnight.
I'm sorry, that cookie jar in the background is too distracting.
It is. So now it's 6 p.m. So now something in the world will have changed. I could go into the pub to talk to the pub owner. I could do, I have a lot of options. So it's really cool. It's a really neat implementation of FMV. It's campy, but it's not bad. It's like schmaltzy more than it is actually badly made. So I really dug it.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Let's cut here and let's solve the mystery of the bike.
Let's crack this bike case wide open.
Whose is the bike outside?
Oh, it's Simon's cousin's. He uses it to get to work.
You know the lock's broken.
Oh, I know. I keep telling him to fix it.
Whose is the bike outside?
Oh, that's my cousin's. He lent me it. I need to buy a new lock for it, though.
So it's your bike at the moment?
Yeah. There's no bus service to speak of around here, so it's really the only way to get around.
Does Simon Thompson ride a bike, do you know?
I think so, yes. I think he drives as well, but I might be mistaken.
What do you know about Simon's bike?
What bike?
You haven't seen him on a bike?
I haven't seen him.
Did you know anything about Simon Thompson's bike? No.